Hi everyone, thanks for joining. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make some lip balm. This one is a honey inspired lip balm and we're using yellow beeswax as our first ingredient. This helps keep the lip balm hard. So I just go ahead and measure out everything in grams for lip balms because the amounts are so small and it helps me keep it a little bit more accurate. So we'll just go ahead and use grams today for this recipe. Once we get done measuring all of our butters, oils, and the beeswax, we're going to go ahead and combine them all together in the same pot, and we're going to go ahead and put them on a double boiler. I like to use this method because it doesn't scorch any of the ingredients and it's a little bit easier than using like a microwave in my opinion. There are a few more ingredients that we want to add, but I'm going to wait until this is melted down completely. The next thing that we're going to add once everything is melted down is the lanolin oil, and I just want to say you want to use a tiny little dollop because if you use too much it does cause a funky flavor in the lip balm, and the reason we're using that is so your lip balm has a nice glide and it takes a little longer to soak into the skin. I am adding honey as well. This is optional. It's just a natural sweetener you can add to your lip balms. Some people like to use it, some people don't, but we're just using a tiny amount of that as well, and we're mixing it in. I'm also using the Honey Tea fragrance oil or sweetener from Wholesale Supplies Plus. This is something my husband requested, and we both like this fragrance oil. You can use up to 10% of the recipe could be the fragrance oil. I just put about 5 milliliters into my mixture because I thought that was an adequate amount. It gave it enough flavor. Flavor oils, or whatever you want to call them, they're kind of a little bit of a misnomer because they don't actually taste like anything. They just smell, and then they trick your mind into thinking that they taste like something. I'm also adding a little bit of mica to the lip balm, and I like to do this just so my lip balms have a nice color. I'm not adding enough to actually leave like a tint or a stain on the lips or anything like that, so we're just doing just a tiny bit to give it an added color, and then we go ahead and mix that in, and you just want to stir it as best as you could. You could also add this when you're melting down the oils as well so that you have enough time to fully incorporate the mica. The next step you want to do is obviously just pour them into the lip balm tubes themselves. Once they are poured in there, I go ahead and pop them into the freezer immediately because we added shea butter to this recipe, and if shea butter is heated and then cools down too quickly, it tends to have a grainy consistency. So you just want to, like I said, go ahead and pop them in the freezer. I usually let them sit about 2 to 4 hours, and then I pull them out and they're ready to use. And also at the time of when you pull them out, I just go ahead and clean up the lip balm tubes and wipe off anything that I have spilled. And sometimes if there's any issues with the lip balms themselves, like I didn't fill them up all the way and I have some remainder, I will just take a heat gun and I'll melt down the top a little bit and then add a little tiny bit more of the lip balm to the top so that it's a nice shape when it's done. So you don't want any holes or sinking, so that kind of just helps with that whole issue. If you guys like this tutorial, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and like and subscribe, and let me know if you have questions or if you want to see me make something else like this. Thank you.